Imagine, for a moment, that the universe is not merely a collection of stars and planets, but an intricate symphony and orchestra of energies, vibrating in patterns so subtle they often elude our senses. Each note in this cosmic composition carries significance. Each vibration resonates with purpose. Now, consider yourself a musician within this grand ensemble, holding an instrument you scarcely know how to play. This instrument, though resting quietly in your hands, holds the potential to create melodies that could shape not only your own existence, but ripple outward, influencing the very fabric of the world around you. That instrument is your energy, the power within you that you ignore every day. Energy is magic, and magic is not some fantastical force reserved for ancient spells or faraway realms. It is the unseen thread weaving through the tapestry of life itself. It is the spark behind the sun's warmth, the pulse beneath the ocean's waves, the whisper in the wind as it dances through the trees. Yet, despite its omnipresence, we have grown adept at ignoring it. We rush through our days like sleepwalkers, blind to the currents of vitality coursing through us. We treat our energy as if it were finite, something to be spent and depleted, rather than an infinite wellspring waiting to be tapped into. What would happen if we began to awaken to this truth, to recognize that the essence of who we are is not bound by limits, but instead brimming with untapped potential? To understand this idea is to step into a new paradigm, one where the mundane becomes extraordinary and the ordinary reveals its hidden layers. Picture your energy as a river flowing endlessly, carving paths through landscapes both external and internal. Sometimes, the river is calm, reflecting the sky above with crystal clarity. Other times, it surges with turbulence, carrying debris from storms long past. But whether still or roaring, the river never ceases to move. It is alive, dynamic, responsive. And yet, how often do we dam up this river with fear, doubt, or distraction? How frequently do we allow the sediment of old wounds or unexamined beliefs to settle at its bottom, clouding its waters and stifling its flow? The concept of energy as magic invites us to see beyond the surface, to peer into the depths of what truly animates us. It challenges us to ask questions that cut to the core of our being. What does it mean to live fully, to harness the raw materials of our inner worlds and shape them into something meaningful, to transform the latent into the manifest, the potential into the actual? These are not idle inquiries. They hold the keys to unlocking doors we may not even realize exist. They beckon us toward a journey of self-discovery, where the destination is not some distant goal but the process itself, a continual unfolding of awareness and creation. Think of energy as the language of the universe, spoken in frequencies too subtle for the ear, but felt deeply in the heart. When two people connect on a profound level, there is an exchange of energia, resonance, that transcends words. When an artist creates, they channel their energy into form, giving birth to something that did not previously exist. When a leader inspires others, they ignite collective energy, setting intentions aflame and propelling groups toward shared visions. In all these instances, energy operates as a form of magic, bending reality to align with the will of those who wield it consciously. But here lies the paradox. While energy is ever present, most of us remain unaware of its workings. Like fish swimming in an ocean, we are surrounded by it yet fail to notice it. Our modern lives, filled with noise and haste, condition us to focus on the visible and tangible, leaving little room for the invisible forces that shape our experiences. We measure success in terms of achievements and possessions, forgetting that true power resides in the intangible, the thoughts we think, the emotions we feel, the intentions we set. By overlooking these elements, we diminish our capacity to influence the course of our lives. And yet, the invitation to reclaim this power is always present. It whispers to us in moments of quiet reflection, in the stillness before dawn, in the spaces between breaths. It calls to us through synchronicities, the unexpected meeting, the coincidence that feels too perfect to be random. These are the breadcrumbs left by the universe, urging us to pay attention, to remember that we are more than mere actors on a stage. We are co-creators, architects of our realities, capable of bending the arc of our lives with the sheer force of our focused energy. So, let us embark on this exploration, together an odyssey, into the heart of what it means to awaken to the power within. Let us peel back the layers of illusion that obscure our vision and confront the truths that lie beneath. Let us learn to listen to the language of energy, to read the signs written in the currents of life, and to step into the role of conscious creators. For when we do, we discover that the magic we seek has been inside us all along, patiently waiting for us to turn the key and unlock its mysteries. At the heart of this exploration lies a profound truth. Energy is not merely a neutral force, but a living, breathing entity that responds to our thoughts, emotions, and intentions. It is the invisible hand guiding the unfolding of our lives, shaping outcomes in ways both subtle and overt. To understand this principle is to grasp the essence of what it means to live with intention, to recognize that every action we take, every word we speak, and every thought we entertain sends ripples through the energetic field that surrounds us. This idea forms the cornerstone of the concept we are unraveling, the notion that energy equals magic. And magic is nothing more than the art of harnessing and directing this universal force. Consider for a moment the metaphor of a magnet. Energy operates much like magnetic fields, attracting or repelling based on its alignment. When we emit vibrations of positivity, clarity, and purpose, we draw toward us experiences that mirror those qualities. Conversely, when our energy is clouded by fear, doubt, or resentment, we inadvertently invite circumstances that reflect those lower frequencies. This dynamic is neither punitive nor arbitrary. It is simply the law of resonance at work, a fundamental principle of the universe that governs how energies interact. Like attracts like, as they say, and this axiom holds true whether we are aware of it or not. The question then becomes, are we passive participants in this process, allowing our unexamined patterns to dictate our reality, or are we active creators, consciously shaping the energetic currents that flow through us? Another central theme is the interplay between illusion and truth, the dichotomy between what we perceive and what actually exists. Our senses, while remarkable tools for navigating the physical world, often deceive us into believing that the visible is all there is. We mistake the surface for the substance, the shadow for the source. Yet beneath the veneer of appearances lies a deeper architecture, a hidden framework of energy that underpins everything we experience. To awaken to this underlying reality is to pierce the veil of illusion, to see beyond the transient and grasp the eternal. It is to realize that the challenges we face, the triumphs we celebrate, and the relationships we nurture are all expressions of energetic dynamics playing out in real time. Take, for example, the concept of resistance. When we resist change, cling to outdated beliefs, or harbor unresolved emotions, we create blockages in our energy flow. These blockages manifest as stagnation, frustration, or even illness, physical symptoms of an energetic imbalance. On the other hand, when we embrace the natural ebb and flow of life, releasing what no longer serves us and opening ourselves to new possibilities, we allow energy to move freely. This state of flow is where magic happens, where synchronicities align, and where opportunities present themselves seemingly out of nowhere. It is the difference between rowing against the current and letting the river carry you forward, trusting that it knows the way. A third pillar of this philosophy is the idea of interconnectedness, the recognition that we are not isolated beings but nodes in a vast web of energy that spans time and space. Every interaction we have, no matter how fleeting, leaves an imprint on this web, influencing not only our own trajectory, but also the collective consciousness of which we are a part. This interconnectedness is both a responsibility and a gift. It reminds us that our actions matter, that the energy we project contributes to the greater whole, but it also offers us access to a wellspring of support, a reservoir of wisdom and strength that we can tap into whenever we choose to align ourselves with the higher frequencies of love, compassion, and unity. This brings us to the role of intention, a concept so simple, yet so powerful that it has been revered across cultures and traditions for millennia. Intention is the lens through which we focus our energy, the filter that determines the quality of what we attract into our lives. When set with clarity and conviction, intention acts as a beacon, drawing to us the resources, people, and circumstances needed to fulfill our desires. However, intention alone is not enough. It must be paired with alignment. For if our actions contradict our stated intentions, we create discord in our energetic field, undermining our efforts and diluting our results. True power lies in the congruence between what we desire, what we believe, and how we behave, a harmony that amplifies our ability to manifest our dreams. Finally, there is the theme of trust, the quiet faith that the universe is conspiring in our favor. Even when the path ahead seems uncertain, trust is not blind optimism, but a deep knowing that we are supported, guided, and loved by forces far greater than ourselves. It is the willingness to surrender control, to release the need to micromanage every detail of our lives, and to step into the unknown with open hearts and minds. In doing so, we activate a kind of grace, a benevolent energy that flows to us when we least expect it, bringing solutions to problems, answers to questions, and serendipities that defy logic. Trust is the bridge between effort and ease, between striving and surrender, between the human and the divine. These core themes, resonance, illusion versus truth, interconnectedness, intention, and trust, are not abstract concepts to be pondered from afar. They are living principles that can be applied to every facet of our existence, from the most mundane tasks to the loftiest aspirations. Together, they form the foundation of a worldview that sees life not as a series of random events, but as a coherent tapestry woven from threads of energy. By understanding and embracing these ideas, we begin to reclaim the power within us, transforming ourselves from passive observers into active participants in the grand symphony of existence. To delve deeper into the essence of energy as magic, let us step into the realm of allegory, a place where symbols speak louder than words and stories become vessels for profound truths. Here, the abstract becomes tangible, the intangible takes form, and the mysteries of existence unfold like petals of a blooming flower. Through these symbolic narratives, we can glimpse the hidden architecture of the universe and the role our energy plays within it. Imagine, if you will, a vast garden stretching infinitely in every direction. This is not an ordinary garden, but a cosmic one, where each plant represents a soul, each leaf a thought, and each blossom an intention set free into the world. At the center of this garden stands a towering tree, an ancient being whose roots plunge deep into the earth and whose branches reach high into the heavens. This tree is the Axis Mundi, the sacred connection between the mundane and the divine, the bridge that spans the seen and the unseen. Its bark hums with the resonance of countless lives, its leaves shimmer with the light of untold dreams. Now picture yourself as one of the gardeners tending to this sacred space. You carry a watering can, filled not with water, but with your own energy, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. With every drop you pour onto the soil, you nourish the seeds of possibility, coaxing them toward growth and fruition. But here's the twist. The quality of what you pour depends entirely on the state of your inner world. If your heart is heavy with doubt or fear, the liquid turns murky, stunting the plants and causing weeds to sprout instead. If your spirit is buoyant with hope and joy, the drops glisten like sunlight, infusing the garden with vitality and beauty. In this way, the garden becomes a mirror of your inner landscape, reflecting back to you the fruits or thorns of your energetic output. One day, as you wander through the garden, you encounter another gardener. She moves with grace and purpose, her watering can brimming with golden light. The plants around her thrive, their blossoms radiant and fragrant. Intrigued, you ask her secret. She smiles and says, "I have learned to listen to the whispers of the wind, to feel the pulse of the soil beneath my feet, and to trust that the seeds I sow will grow in their own time. I do not fight the seasons, I dance with them." Her words linger in your mind, planting a seed of understanding. True mastery of energy lies not in controlling the external, but in harmonizing with the rhythms of life itself. As you continue your journey through the garden, you come upon a labyrinthine winding maze of hedges that seems to stretch endlessly. At its entrance stands a gatekeeper who hands you a lantern. "This light," he explains, "is your awareness. It will guide you through the twists and turns, illuminating the path ahead. But beware, the shadows are illusions, tricks designed to distract you from your destination." With trembling hands, you step inside, the flickering glow of the lantern casting eerie shapes on the walls. At first, the darkness feels suffocating, the silence oppressive. Yet, as you move deeper, you begin to notice something remarkable. The more steadily you hold the lantern, the clearer the path becomes. The shadows lose their power, retreating before the steady flame of your attention. By the time you emerge on the other side, you realize that the labyrinth was never meant to trap you. It was a test of your ability to stay present, to trust the light within, even when surrounded by uncertainty. Further along your exploration, you stumble upon a river flowing through the garden. Unlike any river you've seen before, its waters shimmer with colors that shift and change depending on the angle of your gaze. A wise elder sits by its banks, watching the current with serene detachment. Sensing your curiosity, she invites you to dip your hand into the water. As you do, you feel a surge of warmth rush through your veins, followed by a flood of memories, moments of triumph and heartache, laughter and tears, love and loss. The elder nods knowingly. "This is the river of connection," she says. "It carries the essence of all beings, binding us together in ways we cannot always see. When you touch its waters, you remember that you are never truly alone." The elder then gestures toward a small boat tethered to the shore. "Would you like to cross?" she asks, though hesitant. You climb aboard, feeling the gentle sway of the vessel as it glides across the surface. As you drift, you notice figures standing on the opposite bank faces, familiar and unfamiliar, some smiling warmly, others gazing with solemn eyes. These are the souls who have crossed paths with you, whose energies have intertwined with yours in ways both fleeting and profound. Some brought lessons, others brought challenges, but all contributed to the tapestry of your life. The realization washes over you like a wave. Every interaction, no matter how insignificant it seemed at the time, left an imprint on your energetic field, shaping you into the person you are today. Finally, as the sun begins to set, you find yourself at the edge of a cliff overlooking the entire garden. From this vantage point, the interconnectedness of all things becomes undeniable. The trees, the flowers, the rivers, the labyrinths, they are not separate entities, but part of a single, unified whole. The energy that flows through them flows through you as well, binding you to the cosmos in an unbroken chain of creation. You close your eyes and take a deep breath, feeling the pulse of life thrumming in your chest. In this moment, you understand the power within you is not yours alone. It is a fragment of the universal force that animates everything. To harness it is not to claim ownership, but to participate consciously in the eternal dance of existence. These allegories, the garden, the labyrinth, the river, and the cliff are not mere stories but reflections of the deeper truths embedded in the fabric of reality. They remind us that energy is not static but dynamic, not isolated but interconnected. not inert but alive. They invite us to see ourselves not as solitary individuals navigating a chaotic world, but as threads in a grand tapestry, woven together by the invisible hand of universal intelligence. And they challenge us to embrace our role as co-creators, wielding the magic of our energy with wisdom, compassion, and purpose. The allegories we have explored, the cosmic garden, the labyrinth of awareness, the river of connection, and the cliff of unity are not merely poetic musings meant to inspire awe. They are maps, guiding us toward a practical understanding of how the power within can be harnessed in our everyday lives. The magic of energy is not confined to mystical realms or abstract philosophies. It is a force that operates in the here and now, shaping our relationships, our work, our health, and our sense of fulfillment. To integrate these insights into our daily existence is to bridge the gap between the symbolic and the tangible, transforming esoteric wisdom into actionable steps. Consider, for instance, the metaphor of the garden. If each thought and emotion is akin to water nourishing the soil, then cultivating mindfulness becomes essential. Every morning, before the day's demands take hold, we can pause to examine the contents of our watering can. Are we carrying clarity and compassion, or are we lugging around old grievances and fears? A simple practice of journaling or meditation can serve as a mirror, reflecting the state of our inner world. By observing our thoughts without judgment, we begin to discern patterns, recurring weeds that choke out growth, and gently uproot them. Over time, this act of self-awareness becomes second nature, allowing us to pour pure energy into our interactions and endeavors. In the workplace, the principles of resonance and alignment come into play. Imagine a team meeting where tensions run high, voices overlap, and frustration simmers beneath the surface. This scenario represents a clash of energies, a discordant symphony that stifles productivity and creativity. Yet, if even one person chooses to anchor themselves in calmness and intention, their energy begins to ripple outward, creating space for others to recalibrate. A deep breath, a thoughtful question, or an empathetic acknowledgement can shift the collective vibration, turning conflict into collaboration. Similarly, when setting goals, aligning our intentions with actions ensures that our efforts bear fruit. Rather than chasing external validation or material success, we focus on what truly matters to us, channeling our energy toward projects and pursuits that resonate with our core values. The labyrinth offers another layer of practical application, navigating uncertainty with presence. Life rarely unfolds in straight lines. More often, it presents us with twists and turns, dead ends and false starts. When faced with challenges, a career setback, a strained relationship, or a personal loss, it is easy to succumb to fear or doubt, allowing the shadows of the labyrinth to overwhelm us. But what if we approached these moments differently? What if we viewed them as opportunities to strengthen our inner light, to deepen our trust in the process? Practices such as grounding exercises, visualization, or simply taking a mindful walk can help steady the lantern of our awareness, illuminating the path forward. Even in the darkest hours, we discover that the answers lie within us, waiting to be uncovered. The river of connection underscores the importance of community and empathy in our lives. In a world increasingly defined by division and isolation, recognizing our shared energetic field can foster greater harmony. Acts of kindness, however small, create ripples that extend far beyond their immediate impact. A heartfelt conversation with a friend, volunteering for a cause we believe in, or simply offering a smile to a stranger, all of these gestures contribute to the flow of positive energy. Moreover, understanding the interconnectedness of all beings encourages us to approach conflicts with curiosity rather than defensiveness. Instead of seeing others as adversaries, we recognize them as fellow travelers on the same journey, each grappling with their own struggles and aspirations. Finally, the cliff of unity reminds us of the broader perspective. that often eludes us in the hustle of daily life. From this vantage point, we see that every decision we make, no matter how trivial it may seem, contributes to the larger tapestry of existence. This realization invites us to live with greater purpose and responsibility. It prompts us to ask deeper questions. How do my choices affect those around me? Am I leaving the world better than I found it? Such inquiries guide us towards sustainable living, ethical consumption, and conscious leadership. Whether it's reducing waste, supporting local businesses, or advocating for social justice, we find countless ways to align our energy with the greater good. Yet, integrating these insights requires patience and perseverance. Change does not happen overnight. It unfolds gradually, like the slow unfurling of a fern in spring. Along the way, setbacks are inevitable. There will be days when old habits reassert themselves, when doubt creeps in, or when circumstances seem insurmountable. But these moments are not failures, they are part of the process. Each stumble provides an opportunity to refine our practices, to deepen our commitment to aligning with the magic within. One powerful tool for sustaining this transformation is ritual. Rituals need not be elaborate or ceremonial. They can be as simple as lighting a candle at the start of the day, practicing gratitude before meals, or dedicating 5 minutes to quiet reflection before bed. These small acts create anchors in our routines, reminding us to stay connected to our energy and its potential. Over time, they build momentum, reinforcing the habits that support our growth. Ultimately, the real-world implications of embracing energy as magic lie in the profound shifts it catalyzes, not just in our individual lives, but in the collective consciousness. As more people awaken to the power within, the ripple effects multiply, fostering a culture of intentionality, compassion, and co-creation. We begin to see ourselves not as isolated individuals competing for scarce resources, but as threads in a vibrant web, each contributing to the beauty and resilience of the whole. As we stand at the culmination of this exploration, let us pause and reflect on the journey we have undertaken together, a journey that has taken us through cosmic gardens, labyrinthine shadows, flowing rivers, and towering cliffs. Each metaphor, each narrative, has been a stepping stone toward a singular truth. The power within you is not an abstraction, but a living, breathing force capable of shaping your reality in ways both subtle and profound. This energy, the essence of who you are, is magic itself, waiting to be acknowledged, understood, and wielded with purpose. To embrace this truth is to step into a new paradigm, one where life ceases to be a series of random events, and instead reveals itself as a coherent symphony of interconnected energies. The universe, far from being indifferent or chaotic, operates according to principles that are both elegant and accessible. Resonance teaches us that like attracts like. Intention reminds us that clarity shapes outcomes. Trust assures us that surrender is not weakness, but strength. These are not esoteric concepts reserved for mystics or philosophers. They are practical tools available to anyone willing to listen, to observe, and to act with awareness. Yet, knowing these truths is only the beginning. The real transformation occurs when we move beyond intellectual understanding and allow these insights to permeate our daily lives. It is in the small, seemingly insignificant moments that the magic truly unfolds. When you choose kindness over irritation during a traffic jam, when you prioritize rest over relentless productivity, when you set boundaries rooted in self-respect rather than guilt, you are harnessing the power within. Each decision becomes a brushstroke on the canvas of your existence, painting a masterpiece that reflects your deepest values and aspirations. This is not a call to perfection, but to presence. Perfection implies an endpoint, a state of flawlessness that is unattainable and ultimately unsatisfying. Presence, on the other hand, invites us to show up fully, to engage with life as it is, not as we wish it to be. It asks us to meet ourselves with compassion, to honor our humanity while striving toward growth. In doing so, we discover that the magic of energy lies not in escaping our flaws, but in embracing them, transforming what might seem like limitations into opportunities for expansion and evolution. And so, I extend to you a transformational caller, gentle yet urgent invitation to awaken to the power within and to live as if every moment matters. Because it does. Begin by asking yourself, what am I creating with my energy today? Am I pouring murky waters into the soil of possibility, or am I nurturing seeds of hope and potential? The answer lies not in grand gestures, but in the quiet accumulation of choices made with intention, alignment, and love. Consider this: every breath you take carries the spark of creation. Every heartbeat echoes the rhythm of the cosmos. You are not separate from the universe. You are its expression, its voice, its instrument. To deny your power is to silence a melody that was meant to be sung. To embrace it is to join the eternal song, adding your unique note to the symphony of existence. Let this realization inspire action. Start small, but start now. Light a candle and set an intention. Write down 3 things you are grateful for and feel the warmth of appreciation fill your chest. Sit quietly for 5 minutes and simply breathe, allowing the stillness to remind you of your connection to something greater. These acts may seem modest, but their impact reverberates far beyond what the eye can see. They are declarations of faith in yourself, in the process, and in the unseen forces that guide you. Remember, too, that this journey is not solitary. Though the power within is uniquely yours, it exists within a web of shared energy. Your awakening contributes to a collective shift, a rising tide that lifts all beings. By choosing to align with love, compassion, and unity, you become a beacon for others, inspiring them to embark on their own paths of discovery. Together, we weave a tapestry of light, thread by thread, until the darkness fades and the brilliance of our shared humanity shines forth. In closing, I leave you with this thought: the magic you seek is already here, pulsing in your veins, whispering in your heart, waiting for you to turn the key and unlock its mysteries. Do not wait for tomorrow, for the perfect moment, for some external sign to grant you permission. The time is now, the power is yours, and the universe is ready to respond.